Efficient market hypothesis conducted on automobile industry, presented by Thasneem and Antonio. Introduction. To fulfill the aim of the assignment, EMH is conducted on automobile industry, which consists of companies involved in activities such as design, development, manufacturing, and finally selling of motor vehicles. This assignment further focuses on the automobile industry of India, which is in the path of rapid growth. In India, the automobile industry is the fourth largest automobile industry in the world, which contributes around a yearly revenue of 100 billion USD and creates a job opportunity for 32 million people.
Efficient market hypothesis, EMH theory. To start with, to know exactly the efficient market hypothesis, EMH theory. It is also known as the efficient market theory. It is a hypothesis study mainly that states that some share markets price reflect all information and consistent generation is within impossibility or reality. Based on the EMH, stocks at all periods trade at their fair price on exchanges, which creates a situation for investors where it is not possible to purchase the undervalued stocks or even sell stocks at an increased price. It would be difficult to beat the overall market through skilled stock selection or market timing. An investor gets higher earnings by buying risky investments. Even though it is important basics of modern financial theory, the EMH is often debatable and uncertain. Some individuals claim it is useless to look for undervalued stocks or even make attempts to forecast the trends in the market, either fundamental or technical analysis based on the theory. Neither technical nor fundamental analysis can result in risk-reduced returns steadily, and the internal statistics can result in massive risk-adjusted returns. Weak form of EMH. In this form, all past information is priced with securities. The systematic analysis of securities enables a potential investor with statistics to create returns more than the average within a short period of time. After all, it doesn't give any insight into the foreseeable future, and technical breakdown cannot be applied in this form. Semi-strong form of EMH. Basically, this form of EMH is what deals with the following up with public information used in the calculation of stocks and stock values of certain companies mainly. Current stock prices will be monitored using this type of semi-strong EHM. This form also helps investors to boost up their study on the current company they are looking to invest in stock price. Strong form of EMH. In this form of EMH, all forms of statistics are available to the public to view and observe in their respective theoretical manner, may it be official or formally. It is said that investors cannot make their respective returns on their investments that would be exceeding normal market returns irrespective of studies or research conducted. Automobile industry. India's automobile industry is also known as one of the biggest and widest automobile industries in the world because of its high depth and in-depth distribution of high-quality vehicles. Talking about historical start of Indian automobile industry, it was on 1897, but until about 1930, India never manufactured any cars or motorcycles. They usually imported them from international companies from all around the world. The actual making of vehicles in India and the Indian automobile industry started in 1940. One of the first companies that started manufacturing vehicles was Hindustan Motors in India. After the independence, the Indian government started taking initiative in developing the automobile industry into a wider ideal business. After the liberalization period, car companies that were not at all allowed to invest or produce cars in India arrived to the Indian market to sell their vehicles. Suzuki was the one to start as a foreign car to revolutionize business in India. Thus, also Suzuki cars were some of the most famous car models in India even now. It was from 2000 to 2010, almost every single international car manufacturing companies started to contact India on business deals. As the years have gone through, the Indian automobile industry has grown into a vast venture with hundreds of international car brands manufacturing and importing top car brands into India. The utmost prominent and developed regions of India that manufacture vehicles are the southwest and south-north regions of the country. The major state where cars are manufactured in India is Chennai, as well as Pune and Maharashtra follow the lead. Now, India has leading shares of important vehicles to major countries like Japan, Thailand, etc. Also, India is said to be growing their car manufacturing and bike manufacturing facilities even broader in the upcoming years, as said by the Indian government. The growing income from the automobile sector of India is 3 times an increase in the average household working income from $7,000 in 2010 to $20,000 in 2020. It is said that the vehicle penetration in India is expected to be reaching 72 vehicles per 1,000 people by the year 2025. Indian statistics account for more than 40% of the total $31 billion of the global study of engineering and R&D spent. 8% of India's R&D expenditure is said to be alone in the automotive sector. An overview of the cars selected. Number 1. Ford India Private Limited. Ford India Private Limited is a secondary of Ford Motor Company for its processes in India. Ford India Private Limited is headquartered in Sholingnur, Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Ford was one of the initial companies to adventure government's sub-4-meter policy to manufacture the SUV for Indian consumers, named as Ford EcoSport, and it exports the EcoSport from India. Number 2. Hyundai Motor India Limited. Hyundai Motor India Limited is an absolutely owned subsidiary of the Hyundai Motor Company with headquarters in South Korea. It acquires the position of second largest automobile manufacturer with market share of 16.2% and turnover in India by $5.5 billion. Hyundai Motor Company formed the Hyundai Motor India Limited for India by 6 May 1996. Number 3. Kia Motors India. Kia Motors India Private Limited is a representation of Kia Motors for its activities in India. On 19th May 2017, the company formed with an announcement of the building of a new industrial center in Anantapur district, Andhra Pradesh. Several models are specifically developed for the Indian consumers by the Kia Motors India. Number 4. Honda Motors Limited. Honda is popularly known for being world's largest motorcycle manufacturer from 1959. Its production has reached 400 million. It is also known for being the world's largest manufacturer of internal combustion engines measured by sales. Honda's two-wheelers and four-wheelers are prominent in the Indian market. Number 5. Toyota Kirloskar Motor. Toyota Motor Corporation of Japan has its secondary company, Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited, for the producing and selling of Toyota vehicles in India. Presently, it is the fourth largest car maker in India. Toyota Motor Corporation arrived in India by 1997. The 89% by Toyota Motor Corporation holds and 11% of share belongs to Kirloskar Group.
Tata Motors. Tata Motors Limited is an Indian-based multinational automobile development company which is headquartered in Mumbai of India. It is a segment of Tata Group. The company includes products like passenger vehicles such as cars, buses, coaches, even sports cars. And further, it is a prominent manufacturer of trucks. It develops specialized vehicles for the military. Next, Mahindra and Mahindra, which is known as M&M, is an Indian-based multinational automobile manufacturer which is headquartered in Mumbai of India. In India, it is well known for being one of the largest vehicle manufacturers by production, and in the world, it occupies the largest manufacturer of tractors. It was ranked 17th position by Fortune India 500 in the list of top companies in India. Next, Maruti Suzuki. Maruti Suzuki Limited is previously known as Maruti Udyog Limited, is an Indian-based automobile manufacturer which is headquartered in New Delhi. It is a part of automobile developer Suzuki Motor Corporation based in Japan. It had a market share of 53% in the Indian passenger car market. Maruti Suzuki dominates most of the segment in India. Hero MotoCorp. Hero MotoCorp Limited is an Indian-based multinational producer of motorcycle and scooter based in New Delhi, India. Hero is the largest two-wheeler manufacturer in India and the world. In India, it has a market share of 46% in the two-wheeler category. Hero MotoCorp is the dominant automobile market leader in two-wheelers in India. Next, Bajaj Auto. Bajaj Auto Limited is a multinational producer of two-wheeler and three-wheeler based in Pune of India. The prominent products are motorbikes, scooters, and auto rickshaws. It is in the position of world's largest three-wheeler producer and largest third producer of motorcycles in the world and second largest in India.
The efficient market hypothesis is conducted based on monitoring the share price of the cars from 31st October 2015 to 31st October 2020. The share price is based on data from the National Stock Exchange (NSE). Monitoring the share prices of the last 5 years of Ford Motors shows that the highest share price of 14.73 was during the month of November 2015. and the lowest share price of 3.96 was during the month of March 2020. This decline in share price during the month of March occurred due to the lack of new features in their upcoming models, which led to their decline in their sales. They were easily beaten by competitors later in 2020 and also due to different issues in the world. The increase in November 2015 was because they had no challenge from any other company and they had one of the strongest built vehicles in the world, which Ford Motors are always well known for. Thus, they had an increase in sales in their peak month of November. Also, the whole automobile industry is facing a crisis because of the lockdown and stock supply issues, which is being faced in 2020 based on the pandemic, resulted in a fall in the economy. Specifically, Ford is one amongst the companies that are backlashed as there's a lack of variety in newly built cars. Monitoring the share prices of Hyundai Motors shows that the highest share price was during the month of September 2020, with a share price of 100,090, 500, and the lowest share price of 65,000 was during the month of March 2020. This decline in share price was during the month of March, occurred due to the demand in their hatchback vehicle, which was being challenged by the release of Dodge hatchback full option in the month of February 2020. The increase in the month of September 2020 was because they had no challenge from any other company. Thus, they had an increase in sales in their peak month of September. Also, the whole automobile industry is facing a crisis because of lockdown and stock supply issues, which is being faced in 2020 due to the pandemic and also due to the fall of the economy. Monitoring the share prices of Kia Motors shows that the lowest share price of 26,200 was during the month of October 2018, and the highest share price of 59,400 was during the month of November 2015. This decline in share prices during the month of October 2018 occurred due to the China-US political issues, which impacted Kia Motors hugely because the US completely stopped selling Chinese-driven products, which drastically made Kia lose a huge share market price, which led to their positioning going down. The increase in the month of November 2015 was because they sold a huge amount of SUV vehicles in India and dominated the market by storm, which led to their share market led. Thus, they had an increase in sales in their peak month of November. Also, Kia was one of the cheapest of all the car makers to deliver quality vehicles at a cost-effective price with amazing promotions. Monitoring the share prices of Honda Motors shows that the highest share price of 37.29 was during the month of February 2018, and the lowest share price of 19.38 was during the month of March 2020. The decline in share price during the month of March 2020 occurred due to the main reason of COVID-19 pandemic. One of the world's major giants in the motor industry was Honda until it faced a huge decline in orders and reservations for its vehicles. Their share market also began to lose position. The increase in the month of February 2018 was because due to its global outlook. Honda has achieved a great deal during its quality and lifespan. Honda was the leading engine maker within the world with an output exceedingly more than 20 million internal combustion motors annually. It has never posted a loss in its history within 2019, and its automobile operating profit ratios of about 5% consistently topped the industry. Monitoring the share prices of Toyota Motors shows that the very best share price of 144.99 was during the month of January 2020, and the lowest share price of 97.80 was during the month of April 2016. This decline in share price during the month of April occurred due to two main root causes for Toyota's quality problems. The primary is based on the outgrowth of management's ambitions for raising its price. The second is due to the results of the increasingly complex of the company's products. The increase in January 2018 was due to durability. Toyota vehicles are known for having impressive resale value. Toyota brand is ranked for its highest resale values. Safety is also another critical factor to consider when purchasing a vehicle from Toyota. Toyota makes that a top priority. Thus, they have an increase in sales in their peak month of January 2018. Also, in general, Toyota cars are very high in quality and resale value.
Monitoring the share price of Tata Motors for the last 5 years shows that the highest share price was during September 2016 with a share price of 598.40, and the lowest share price was during March 2020 with a share price of 63.50. The increment in sales during September 2016 has resulted in an increase of the share price. The reason for increase in sales is the introduction of new model Tata Tiago hatchback car, whereas the decrement in sales during March 2020 is due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which made the entire automobile industry dull by a decrease in the share price. but the share price has risen by 8% in October 2020 after Jaguar Land Rover's retail sales in September quarter grew over 50%. Monitoring the share price of Mahindra and Mahindra for the last 5 years shows that the highest share price was during December 2017 with a share price of 1571.40, and the lowest share price was during March 2020 with a share price of 245.40. The increment in sales during December 2017 has resulted in a sudden increase in the share price. The company had sold 39,200 units in December 2017, with a growth of 8% in overall sales, which led to increasing the share price of the company in the market. The decrement in sales during March 2020 has resulted in sudden decrease in the share price. The reason for such a decrease in sales is due to subsequent lockdown which made the entire automobile industry dull by decreasing the share price. But the share price gradually enhanced by September as the company announced the introduction of new Gen Tar with improved features. Monitoring the share price of Maruti Suzuki for the last 5 years shows that the highest share price was during December 2017 with a share price of 9,996.40, and the lowest share price was during February 2016 with a share price of 3,193.25. The increment in sales during December 2017 has resulted in a sudden increase in the share price. The company had an increase in sales for December 2017 by 10.3% by selling 1,17,908 units. The upgraded compact size segment saw the maximum increase in the volume. The production loss during February 2016 has resulted in a sudden decrease in the share price. The reason for such a decrease is due to the reservation agitation in the region, which interrupted the supply of components of production, initiating a temporary suspension of the production by the company. This resulted in a production loss of over 10,000 units in February. Monitoring the share price of Hero MotoCorp for the last 5 years shows that the highest share price was during September 2017 with a share price of 4,091.95, and the lowest share price was during March 2020 with a share price of 1,475. The increment in sales during September 2017 has resulted in the rapid increase of share price. It is the very first time a two-wheeler company has crossed 2 million units sold. The prominent reason for such an increment is the marketing strategy for the festive season and FIFA World Cup 2017, which enhanced the customer interaction via events like Trophy Tour. The cutback in sales during March 2020 has resulted in an unexpected decrease in the share price. The main cause for the decrease in sales is due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Later, shares rose by 4% due to the government policy, credible resumption of the supply chain, logistics, and business operation. Monitoring the share price of Bajaj Auto for the last 5 years shows that the highest share price was during February 2018 with a share price of 3,468.35, and the lowest share price was during March 2020 with a share price of 1,788.65. The increment in sales during February 2018 has resulted in a rapid increase in the share price. There was an increment of 31% in February 2018. This was due to the durable production of motorcycles and with the launch of Pulsar refreshers. The COVID-19 pandemic is the cause behind weakening of sales by 38%, resulting in a diminution in the share price. However, the share price improved by October 2020 as the sales rose by 18% as on the festive sale and exports of two-wheeler by marking the highest record of sales ever, and Pulsar being the foremost contributor to this. Conclusion: To conclude, the EMH study conducted on automobile industry shows how the share price of each company changes from time to time and what are the several factors that can influence the share price of the company. In general, monitoring the share prices of 10 companies for the last 5 years shows that most of the companies were experiencing low share prices during a period of time from March 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic and its associated lockdown. This has led to reduced supply of materials for production, and likewise the sales has declined. Moreover, this was a situation where people were not in a position to purchase new vehicles. Further reasons for the price to fluctuate is the taste change in consumers from one brand or one model to another. Indian automobile industry is currently facing a tight competition by variety of companies. However, most of the companies make a improved share price during the situation when a new model of vehicle is being introduced. By month of September 2020, most of the companies made a comeback through introducing new models of vehicles. And it was a year where many companies introduced their electric vehicles in different models, which marked the automobile industry. Moreover, this was a period of time where people realized the importance to have a personal vehicle rather than using the public transport due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So, this situation made an improvement to the companies to increase their sales via increasing their share prices. Hope the contents and intentions of our presentation was clear. This presentation was presented by Thasneem and Antonio. Thank you for listening.